So now we're going to talk about combining like terms. But before I do that, I'd like to talk about a bit of an explanation to what it means. So let's say you have this assortment of animals here. Well, let's say I asked you to say, I want you to tell me how many dogs and cats you have. Well, if you look at it, I have 3 dogs and then 1, 2, 3 cats, right? You just did, or really combining like terms, you combined all the things together. Even though this was a bit of a jumbled up mess before, you kind of combined them all together just by looking at it. Combining like terms are exactly the same thing. You're combining things that are alike. So for example, let's say let's start off simple here. Let's say I had 3 x's plus 2 x's, take away 1 x, okay? Really don't need that 1 in front of the x actually, do I? Now if I did this, what would I do? I just add everything up because they're all x's. So I do 3 plus 2, which is 5 x's, take away 1, which would be 4 x's. What if I had other like terms? What if I had something over here? Let's say I had plus 3, take away 5, plus 7. Well, those are all regular numbers, right? So I do 3 take away 5, and then I just add 7 to it. So that would be just a regular 5, right? That is what combining like terms are. You're combining all of the similar things, putting it down here, and then you're combining all the other similar things and putting it down there. Notice I don't combine these two. Why not? Because these are 4 x's and this is just a regular number. You only combine together what's similar. So let's do something slightly bigger now. Let's say we have some more things going on, okay? Let me write this one down. Let's say you have 4 x's plus 3 y's minus 10 plus 8 x's minus 5 y's plus 7. Now there's a lot of things going on with this. So, but again, what I like to do is now that I have 3 different colors, I can highlight this, okay? So let's see, well here's an x here, there's another x there. So those are 2 like terms that combine. Even though they're super far away from each other, they can still combine, okay? Then here's some y's, here's some other y's, and then lastly here's a 10, and then there's another number, right? So all those are like terms they combine. So let's combine the x's. 4 x's plus 8 more, that's 12 x's. Then we have 3 y's, take away 5. So remember your number rules, okay? 3 take away 5 is negative 2 what's? Negative 2 y's, right? And then negative 10 plus a 7 is negative 3. So that's what this whole thing that was messy up here simplified down to. Hopefully that makes some visual sense, okay? Let's combine some more things. Let's start adding some more things into this that kind of gets a bit bigger, okay? Let's start adding some distributing. Now remember what distributing is. It's just multiplying, okay? So I'm going to add some parentheses involved into all of this, okay? So remember when we're doing that, we still do everything the same way we have before, okay? But we have a little bit more work to do on the front end because we have to distribute first, okay? So let's do some distributing. Let's actually do 2 sets of parentheses with this. We got 2 things to distribute, okay? I'm just preparing you so you know. So 8, and then in parentheses, we're gonna have 6 plus 7n. Again, don't worry about the n. We'll take care of that in a second, minus 10 times, let's say 3 plus 8n minus 5. Big one, right? But again, let's break this up into chunks. Remember when we talked about distributive property, we can take care of this first. Remember we do parentheses first, right? We're going to take care of this first. We'll multiply these out. So 8 times 6 is 48, plus 8 times 7 is, ooh, had a moment there. Still having a moment there, 56. My brain doesn't work all the time. So that's what this is. Now notice what I didn't do. See these, you may say, oh, those are 2 like terms they combine, but they're not in one big list yet, okay? Kind of think of this like our dogs and cats, right? They're in one little kennel right here. We got to get them separated before we can combine them. So we got to get them all in one big row before we can combine them, okay? So now, let's distribute this in. Now, what kind of 10 is this? This isn't just a regular 10. This is a negative 10. Make sure you pay attention to that. So we do negative 10 times 3 is negative 30. Negative 10 times 8, n. Negative 10 times 8 is negative 80. Shove that n on the end. Am I forgetting anything? Am I forgetting anything? Yep, I'm forgetting that little minus 5 right there. Whew. So now that we got all that done, we can just combine everything that's alike, okay? So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine everything that's alike. I'm going to underline all my numbers with this little color right here. Here's the regular number. Here's another regular number. Here's another one, okay? So let's combine all 3 of those numbers. 48 take away 30, take away 5. 48 take away 30 would be 18. Take away 5 would be 13. 13. And then, what do we do the other one? Well, there's some other things here we can combine. The 56 take away 80. This is going to get into the negatives, okay? This will be negative 24n. Now notice how I wrote this. I'm going to put a plus sign here. Some people write it like this. Other people write it a different way. Some people write it like this, other way. They say 13 minus 24n. They're both interchangeable, okay? I don't care which way you write it. Personally, I like this way better because I like my letters in front, and I even like it if your letters are in front with in alphabetical order. So if there's like X, Y, and Z, I like to see X, Y, and Z then the number. But that's just my personal preference, okay? Hopefully that helped with combining like terms and even distributing, okay? No matter what you're looking at, just kind of focus on your things that are the same, then shove them together by adding and subtracting. Have a good one.